Hi everyone, I am Aishi Jain, practicing company secretary and a law graduate. This is the first video on my YouTube channel. Firstly, I would like to give the background or foundation of the concept 360-degree law here. It's an initiative with the objective to discuss 360-degree view of corporate laws, including proposed laws, by dividing them in three parts: evolution, aim, and results. Evolution means the genesis of this law, and aim is what the lawmakers intended to achieve from a particular enactment. The third is results. That is the changes in law and its impact on the corporates, the government, and maybe even the country as a whole. I will try to cover the three aspects with proactive approach. Now, why should we analyze all these three levels and not only results? It is necessary to know the intent of law to apply it in letter and spirit without any consequences and ambiguity, as not every provision is clearly black, that is restricted area, or white, allowed area. There will always be an orange or gray area where these analysis comes very handy for the correct interpretation. Also, we are the corporate governance professionals and thus has the responsibility attached to it. Now, starting with my today's topic, that is the Companies Amendment Bill 2020, which has been introduced in Lok Sabha on March 17, 2020 by our Finance Minister. In this slide, I would like to discuss the first two areas, that is evolution and aim. To have a clearer picture, I would like to throw some light on the evolution of the Companies Act 2013 as a whole. There are four objectives guided the drafting of the reformed Companies Act. First is administrative requirements on the companies had to be simplified. Second, more transparency had to be instilled in their operations and decision making structures. Third, the competitiveness of Indian firms had to be increased by bringing them in line with global standards, particularly regarding accountability and corporate governance practices. Lastly, it had to advance all of the above while ensuring that businesses contribute more to shared prosperity through a quantified and legislated corporate social responsibility requirement. India ranked 142 on the World Bank ranking on ease of doing business, which was a triggering point and foundation of almost all the Companies Act amendments. It's also because of the aim of the government to boost FDI in private sector, manufacturing in particular, which will be a major contributor to the overall economic growth. As displayed on the bottom, this ease of doing business is being measured on 10 parameters for now, including starting business, protecting minority investors, resolving insolvency greatly impacted by company law, trading across border to some extent as well. These are contributors for the improvement of rank from 142 in 2014 to 63 in 2020. Several amendments notified from 2015 to 2019 with elimination of minimum capital requirements, exemption of loans to subsidiary companies subject to some compliance, easing name availability by run facility, abolishing filing fees for the SPICE, that is Company Incorporation Form, Electronic Memorandum of Association and Article of Association, consolidation of incorporation and important registrations in one form, that is SPICE. The latest initiative last year was decriminalization of offences and introduction of adjudication mechanism for imposing penalty in place of fine to lessen the burden of NCLT, thereby enabling it to focus on more important cases and issues. Now I will discuss the highlights of the Companies Amendment Bill 2020 with their impact or results. I have divided it in four parts. First is the new insertions, that is the introduction of new concepts. First among this is the direct listing of unlisted companies in foreign jurisdictions, which will enhance the FDI in India by more investments from some other permitted countries by providing a more safer platform to the investors, thereby increasing credibility. Another is the addition is the requirement of periodic filing statements of financial results by some specified unlisted companies after audit or limited review by the statutory auditors within 30 days of the end of that period, which will safeguard the interest of external stakeholders and increases transparency and accountability. A whole new chapter for producer company has been added so as to govern these companies through Companies Act 2013 and will no longer be governed by 1956 Act after the notification. Second category of amendments for declogging, the Special Courts and National Company Law Tribunal for 46 penal provisions, starting from 23 offences which will be moved to in-house adjudication mechanism, that is IAM, with or without reduction in fines and imprisonment. This will facilitate easy regime for imposing penalty by the designated officials. from central government, that is ROC, thereby saving a lot of time and efforts by the companies and also government by easing collecting penalties or fine. It has been introduced where tribunal or court's involvement is not warranted for civil offences. Now, second one is 7 compoundable offences which will be omitted and would be dealt under other acts. Third one is 11 offences to be decriminalized and made civil offences. These are considered by the government as minor lapses, thus substituted with fines only, as these lack any element of fraud or not involve larger public interest, boosting confidence of investors, including FDI. 5 offences which would be governed by alternative framework, including through exercise of contempt powers of NCLT. There are now 20 provisions that are compoundable, and the government has been maintaining status quo on these. The third main category, that is change under corporate social responsibility, however, a part of declogging, has been kept separately so as to discuss in detail. The first welcoming change is carry forward of extra spent under CSR in a particular year, because there may be some years or some projects demanding more amount in comparison to others. The main aim is to enhance the social responsibility of the corporates. Penalty of twice the amount or 1 crore, whichever is lower, for failure to transfer to the designated fund. Companies with spent less than 50 lakhs can now work through board without constituting CSR committee. CSR amendments would be discussed in my later videos in detail. CSR rules may further undergo changes for some unsaid answers. Fourth category is the amendments for effective functioning and flexibility, including remuneration to non-executive directors, including independent directors, in case of inadequacy of profits, in addition to Section 197, Section 5, exemption for NBFC and housing finance companies from filing resolutions in Form MGT 14 under Section 179, subsection 3. Third one is exemptions to CG for significant beneficial owners provisions in public interest to some corporates, subject to conditions as may be required. Fourth is the establishment of NCLAT benches to sit in New Delhi or as may be notified. Currently, any company whose shares, stocks, bonds, debentures, etc. are listed on a stock exchange would qualify as a listed company under 2013 Act. Now, the central government, in consultation with SEBI, can exclude some of them who are already listed or tend to list some specified class of securities as listed companies. Reduction in timelines for right issue may be prescribed, which would speed up usage of funds by companies. So that was regarding some of the important changes to be brought by the Companies Amendment Bill 2020. Do let me know if you want me to cover some specific provision in the bill in detail. As envisaged in this current situation that government is expecting increased flow of FDI in India, these relaxations are a great support and wide field for foreign interested investors, coupled with recent relaxations in FDI policy. This is so to provide the foreign investments with more safe and sound investments. The reason being the listing in foreign jurisdictions. The list of suggested topics of upcoming videos are listed in the description box below. You can choose among these and can comment on video, mail me or message me on any of my channels and contact details. Thank you for your patient listening.